SIG ROMEO MSR 1x20mm red dot. Link in the description box down below. This is a nice red dot. Picked up two of these, and both off of eBay. When we purchased them, we thought we were getting the black models. We ended up getting the FDE models. Here's the box that it came in. And I think the graphic here is the reason why this was listed on eBay as a black model. Fine print right there. FDE. Right there. Picked this up for 69 bucks a piece. Pretty good deal. I think it's pretty neat that the side of the box has the phonetic alphabet on there. And you can see some of the iconography going on here. Stealth 10. Spectra coat, which I assume is the coating you see on the lens here. 6-hour infinite guarantee and an electronic and tritium limited 5-year warranty. So, you know, nothing real special about the box itself. Lists some features here, and we'll go over those here in just a few minutes. When we first opened these up, kind of raised an eyebrow. Being uncapped kind of gives the impression that it's not protected. I will say we've been in several rainstorms with these. So far, 0 issues. There are 12 different illumination settings. 10 visible with the naked eye. And then you have 2 for night vision. It's powered by a CR1632 battery, supposed to give up to 20,000 hours of continuous runtime. Now it comes on a 1913 Picatinny rail absolute co-witness riser mount. And I'll show you something neat here in just a moment with another mount that I have for Vortex optic. But it does come with this neat little tool. And this is what you use to turn that bit there. Make your adjustments. Fits in there right nice. It's a pretty good purchase there on the elevation as well. These paddles are perfect also for taking the battery cover off. Now we've seen some reviews online about this particular red dot, that during operation this red dot would just shut off. We've not had that issue. CR1632. And we suspect that the reason for that is because we have this cap down pretty tight. Side view here. I'm pretty fond of these caps. They're rather aggressive in their deployment and stowage, and I'll show you what I mean. You see right around here, you see this rim here. Okay. You can't just push that on and snap it. You can if you have man strength like I do. See that cap there? It makes it it's a little difficult to put that cap on. You see this rim here. That's how that cap snaps on. Sometimes it's easier to start one edge first and then just kind of mash the rest of it on. It's pretty easy. Or flatten it like that. I'm a fan of these caps. I really do like these. They're, like I said, they're rather aggressive. They're adjustable, so if you want to open from the top, open from the bottom, however you want to have these things lay, they can rotate around. So now they would flip up. Now with mine, I took some Ranger band and cut out a few slots there, cover mine in the Ranger band. Just kind of, I really wanted the black version, but the seller only had the FDE. He offered to take all of our money, refund our money. But we had these in hand and didn't want to send them back. So, and there's a red dot. This is another thing that if you're hitting the ground, you're running through the woods, you're bumping up against things, and again, you drop your rifle. This is not a very easy knob to turn. If you want to turn, you have to mean to turn this. So you're not going to be turning this by mistake and wonder which setting you're on. And you see the power or the level indicator there, as indicated by that little white mark. That's level 5. 6, you can begin to see it in this light. 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can see in the camera it begins to starburst a little bit. And that's in night vision mode. Now that is what it looks like with these caps. So we'll drop those caps. We'll go backwards. This is pretty difficult to do. And right about there in this daylight is when you kind of begin to lose that red dot. Let's see if we can get it to focus on something else. I think that's going to be about it in this light with the camera. It's never easy like this. I'm a fan of the difficulty, if you will, on turning these. It is easy to turn that knob while this is mounted to your weapon. Just want to put my gloves on so you can see that you can turn this with your gloves on. There are 2 off positions as indicated by the blanks here. Being that I'm left-handed, I like to keep my off position in the first blank. To have it off in the second blank, you go all the way around. This is not a continuous rotating dial. It does have a stop. But being that I'm left-handed and beginning to develop poorer eyesight than what I had back when I was in my 20s, I like to have this to where when I do one click, it's on the max setting. I don't leave this on all the time. I know some people do. I turn mine off. And there's a bit of a philosophy behind that too. Inside the home, I'm not going to need this. The distance that we would have to shoot inside the home, this isn't going to matter, quite honestly. Now, out on the farm, at the river, something like that, where you're outside of 20 yards, the distances become greater then yeah, I would leave that on. But most of the time I leave it off to conserve the battery. And I like to have this where one turn I've got max power. Now for size comparison. This is the Vortex Crossfire 2 red dot. And that's powered by CR2032. And it's underneath that cap there. Give you an idea of the difference in size. This is what you're looking at. Now these are these are capped adjustments. These are not. I've been in rainstorms with both, and both have run flawless. Both of these are flawless. Now what's neat about this is the one I keep on my 22 when I'm not running the scope. Now the vast majority of the time I'm running the scope on that 22. Conditions change, targets change, depending on what I'm doing for that day. If I need faster acquisition, red dot goes on. But most time I run that scope on that 22. Now, that Vortex came with 2 mounts. And that will fit on this SIG. Everything lines up. This is an absolute co-witness mount. This is 1/3 co-mount. Fits on there perfectly. This is a 2 MOA dot. 12 different illumination settings. 10 for the daylight, 2 for night vision. Made out of aircraft grade aluminum. Now, it has an IPX7 waterproof rating. What that means is this can be submerged in 1 meter of water for about 30 minutes. After about 30 minutes, you're probably going to start noticing some damage. So that's pretty much the basic specs of these red dots. I have these sighted in. Gabriel and I both have ours sighted in using the 36-300 method. It's what the Marines use. It's what we like to use. And we're going to roll in some footage of when we first got these. Sighting these in, had a great day out at the range. Everything was just about perfect that day. The sunshine was out. I was able to wear my Coyote Brown Polartec 300 jacket. It's just, everything was great.
Hello guys, this is Gabriel Roberts with Roberts Bushcraft. Out here on the farm today, I'm going to be shooting the AR-15. Love this thing. Hoping to love it a lot more after we shoot this thing. The SIG ROMEO MSR. We're doing a 36-yard zero, so we'll be on at different distances that we want to be on. And we think this is the zero that's going to work best for us.
That's it?
Yep.
Remember, when you're mounting these things, you don't want this back here. You want this as far forward as you can. That's the proper way to mount this. Gives you better peripheral vision as you're aiming through the red dot. You're able to see more of what's around you. than you can if you had this too far back. If you take your finger and put it towards your eye, you'll see that the closer that your fingertip gets to your eye, the more of your finger you see and less of around your finger you see. Move your finger away, the bigger your picture gets of what you can see overall. That's what you're looking for. As I mentioned before, scope caps are much easier to deploy and stow while on your weapon. That's going to do it for my review on the SIG ROMEO MSR. Compact red dot sight. It's a great piece of kit. It's run flawless for us. Absolutely love it. Link in the description box down below. Again, I thank you for joining me today. Defend the weak, fight for what you love, and may the wings of liberty never lose a feather. God bless.